Next up, let's take a peek at the steering wheel. So a couple things to point out along our left-hand side to start with. So we've got our cruise control system. So we've got the ability to use our regular cruise control. Now, the XLT does have the ability for adaptive cruise control instead. So the adaptive cruise is a set it and forget it cruise control. So let's say you set the speed at 120 kilometers on the highway, car in front of you slows down, yours will automatically brake. Now, having said that, this specific one does not have the adaptive cruise control system. It's just your standard cruise. Set your cruise, increase or decrease 1 kilometer, 1 mile per hour at a time, cancel or resume from there. As we start to move down, we've got the ability to adjust our volume, so we can either increase or decrease the volume, and then we've got the option to mute as well. Along our right hand side, so we've got a few other options as well. Now this is a switch that's going to move us between active screens. So we go up and down in order to move between active screens in the vehicle. From there, as you can see, so in order to be able to reset, all we're going to do is press and hold OK, and that's going to reset our trip counter. So really straightforward. And from there, we've got our generic back button and then our menu button. So the menu button is going to give us the ability to have certain things. So as we go through different screens, so we can choose what's going to show up. So a calming screen, fuel economy, trip, tire pressure, intelligent all-wheel drive, trailer, etc. So we've got a number of different options that are available there. And that's going to be what's going to show up on the screen as we start to navigate through. So we do have a little bit of flexibility as to what's actually showing up inside of this thing. And then pressing the menu button again, we've got the ability to select our audio. So if it's AM, FM, Sirius, XM, and moving down from there, if our phone was connected, our phone settings would show up from there. And moving back, we've got some generic settings as well. So oil life setting, and we can do our oil life reset as well after we've done an oil change. Moving down a little bit, we've got our basic display set up. So we've got the ability, as you can see, we've got our kilometers per hour. We can also select it so that it's miles per hour instead. Moving back, and we've got that basic main menu settings there. As we start to move down, we can either skip between songs, we can either hang up or answer a phone call, and then we've also got our voice activated button. So with our voice button, we can either change radio stations, we can make phone calls, or if our vehicle was equipped with navigation, we can use that in order to navigate as well. Now, as we start to move along the side, so as you can see there, now a couple things to point out. If the vehicle is equipped with rain sensing wipers, this switch is going to give you the ability to determine how sensitive it is to the rain that's there. We can move the stick up and down as well in order to activate the wipers. Along the side, we can control our rear window wiper. We're going to pull towards us in order to activate the front windshield wiper fluid, and we're going to push away to activate the rear. Along the left side, we've got the ability to turn on our high beams, and then from there we've got our blinkers. Along the very tip, we've got the ability to turn our lane keeping system on or off by pressing that button. Now we know that the lane keeping system's turned on because, as you can see there, we've now got these bowling lanes there. So the bowling lanes, when it's turned on, the system itself activates at 62 kilometers an hour. So the system itself will actually turn on and it'll start to be activated. So when the activation happens, what that means is, with the system actually activated, if you start to veer over into a lane, we're either going to get that steering wheel shake or it'll pull us back over and it'll recenter us back into our lane.